Well, climate change is on the top of the agenda as the Prime Minister meets Pacific Island leaders in the Cook Islands. Live at Jack Nyhoff in Rarotonga. Jack, attendees of the Pacific Island Forum are meeting this morning. Do we know what's been discussed so far?
As you say, climate change is on the top of the agenda. Regional security was also up there, and that's fitting because Anthony Albanese, our Prime Minister, has just flown here from China as well. Now, he's highly anticipated to announce additional funding for the Pacific Islands region. He made a few announcements today. We spoke just a short time ago, but nothing really new yet, despite anticipation that he was set to spend tens of millions of dollars extra here. Here's what our Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had to say moments ago.
Today I was able to outline the commitments that we have to confirm that we will be making a contribution to the Pacific Resilience Facility. We're providing some $350 million in our Pacific Climate Infrastructure Financing Partnership. That was part of the commitment that we took to the election.
Now, there's a group here called the Pacific Island Elders, and they're made up of former Pacific Islands leaders, and they've really slammed Australia's lack of action in the Pacific Island region. Australia is one of the biggest polluters. New Zealand is there as well, but nothing compared to the rest of the nations in this region, quite obviously. So Anthony Albanese was doing a big job of selling what Australia was already doing. He says Australia has already committed $2 billion to climate financing around the world. That was in the previous budget. He also reiterated Australia's goal to cut emissions by 43% by 2030 and to become net zero by 2050. Now, New Zealand has recently held an election and coalition negotiations are underway amongst the newly elected national government. Therefore, there isn't a Prime Minister in New Zealand yet, so the outgoing Deputy Prime Minister, Carmel Sepuloni, has travelled here with a representative of the incoming government, the National Party, Jerry Brownlee. Now, Albanese, during lunch, walked out and had talks with them. He asked questions like, what's the potential position of Jerry Brownlee, although he wasn't keen to answer. Obviously, coalition negotiations are underway, and the Deputy Prime Minister is soon to be in opposition. So an interesting moment there in politics when it comes to New Zealand, in a sense being absent from the Pacific Island Forum because their situation with their election. Amongst other notable absentees here, the leaders from the Solomon Island, Vanuatu and Papua New Guinea here as well. And of course that comes on the back of the Solomon Islands just last year signing a security agreement with China. Now, China hasn't directly been spoken about here, but regional security certainly has, and those discussions are just ramping up. The leaders are flying to Aitutaki this afternoon to go to a leaders' retreat there. Now, that's an informal setting, away from advisors, away from most of the media there. They'll get on a walk or a boat and have some Pacific Island-style discussions, and that's an opportunity for leaders to have real and honest conversations amongst themselves. So tomorrow, I suspect there'll be some more interesting news and announcements coming out of the Cook Islands.